Doug Massi here, and today I'm going to be going over the pros and the cons of selling either like mortgage protection life insurance and or final expense life insurance. And I'm going to answer some very important questions like which one is better to sell and why. Unfortunately, there are a lot of life insurance agents that get recruited into the insurance industry by these marketers or recruiters that tend to offer or like present these unrealistic financial scenarios, which is a big part of why agent saturation has become so prevalent over the past few years. And a majority of newly licensed agents either don't get their business off the ground at all, or they simply like fail, right out of the gate. And I really think that like a major reason that this tends to happen so much is because that the agents either A, are selling really the wrong products, or B, are with like an insurance agency that they probably need to get away from because the agency just doesn't have a sales platform that works for a majority of the agents. And yeah, guys, this is the perfect time to like this video, and we do recommend subscribing if you're new. We're putting out new insurance sales content and like final expense sales training videos pretty much every week. The two main products that agents are recruited to sell are usually either final expense or mortgage protection insurance, which if your main market is mortgage protection, you may actually end up selling as much final expense as you do mortgage protection. And that's due to half the mortgage protection clients being, older and with like health problems and not being able to qualify for like a typical mortgage protection insurance product like, term life or universal life. And if you'll kindly hang around until the end of this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to get a copy of the warning page that I leave with like every life insurance policy that I sell, every new client that I sell. You make sure the client keeps this warning page with their policy, and now when like a new agent comes snooping around your client, which is gonna happen, it's bound to happen, guys, the client could either hesitate and call you first, or the agent may actually see the warning page and then like hesitate, maybe I shouldn't make this replacement. Yeah, guys, I am very biased towards final expense, the final expense market, but for 5 really good reasons. 1, mortgage protection is a much harder product to sell because really the majority of that targeted audience is like younger professionals who tend to be tougher to sell naturally than like the senior market. 2, the leads for mortgage protection are more expensive and a lot harder to generate than final expense leads. 3, most insurance agencies that actually recruit insurance agents to mainly target the mortgage protection market are generating leads that are resold like crazy, like over and over again to a bunch of different agents until like an agent actually sells to that lead. Just think about it, guys. There are only so many new mortgages sold, especially now during this like pre-recession thing that's going on with our country. And right now the mortgage interest rates are like through the roof, and they're even climbing higher. I mean, they're talking that these things are going to get crazy. So people who do get a new mortgage are paying more than they usually would. So let's think about this. To me, that means more people than normal are going to have to actually weigh the need for the insurance and are more likely to like procrastinate and hold off until later to purchase the insurance. And guys, just to be clear, man, the last thing that I want is a lead that was actually sold to like him and then to her and then to like maybe other agents, and now I get the privilege of trying to sell to that person who by now is pretty much sick and tired of getting calls from different insurance agents. Number 4, it's a whole lot easier to find a final expense agency that has a solid telesales platform like the one that we have for our agents than it is to find a telesales platform that targets like maybe not even that mortgage protection, but maybe like the term life or universal life clients. Remember, guys, final expense insurance is whole life insurance, and your typical mortgage protection insurance is like either term or universal life. And finally, the 5th reason that I am completely biased towards final expense is that once you have a final expense client, This is where it gets good. You can actually cross-sell them like a Medicare Advantage plan or even a Medicare supplement. And now we're talking about years and years of nice renewal checks, or even potentially like lifetime renewal checks, you know, if you sell them Medicare Advantage, because Medicare Advantage does pay for life. A good example of that would be like my wife, who's had a successful career as a final expense agent, and now, you know, between the two of us, she has literally thousands of potential clients to sell Medicare products to. And it's pretty cool because what she actually does is go out in the field like maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and you know, her objective is to make like maybe 1 or 3 sales, all Medicare Advantage sales in our area. And now she's on target to be earning an additional 6-figure income within the next few years. And this income is like 95% lifetime renewal clients. Think about it. If you have a lead of a client that you already sold insurance to, they already trusted you once, right? So why in the world won't they trust you, you know, to basically review their Medicare insurance and possibly help them to potentially get, you know, something better, or at least different, that may actually suit their needs better. And guys, what I'm describing is literally the easiest cross-sell on the planet. Let me give you one last reason to sell final expense over mortgage protection. So way back in the day, we're talking over 10 years ago, when I was a Hartford life insurance agent, I was literally the #1 agent at our agency. I qualified for the yearly bonuses and convention, and when all was said and done, I literally only made around $60,000 per year. In my first full calendar year selling final expense insurance, I made around $250,000. That's not exaggerating either. I mean, we're talking like a lot more money than what most people will ever make selling mortgage protection insurance. And the crazy thing is that, like, back then, I was driving all over the state of Florida to do that. We're talking like long drives and lots of like overnight stays in some pretty crappy hotel rooms. And what's cool is things are different nowadays. You today can make just as much money as I was making, but you can do that remotely from like your dining room table. No more banging on doors, no more driving all over the place, no more kind of questionable hotel rooms, no more going into bad and potentially dangerous neighborhoods either. Just a whole bunch of smiling and dialing. For those of you who are interested in selling final expense remotely from the comfort of your own home and are maybe in the need of free final expense telesales training, just click on the link above, and hopefully this thing is going to take you to our 3-part telesales training series that literally covers like everything you need in order to get on the phone and sell final expense insurance successfully, remotely. Guys, if you'd like a copy of the warning page that I spoke of earlier in the video, just shoot me an email at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on how our top producer final expense telesales platform works, including the exact costs, commissions, and info on how our training system works and what we do with training, just email me at that same address. Remember, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get out there or get on that phone and do something really good for someone today. Happy hunting.